Hi there. Excuse the fact that I now have to put my phone onto its little hooky thing. It's just that I tried doing the last video and it didn't end up this direction, which was a real pain because I got through the entire video before realising that it was portrait instead of landscape. So, haha, fabulous. Anyway, today I thought I would show you how to make this little card, which is what I was going to be showing at Craft Alive and teaching at Craft Alive. And as we all know, Craft Alive is not in person this time, so we are doing a whole heap of stuff online instead. And it folds down like that so that you can then pop it into an envelope and mail it off. And it does fit. Oh, didn't think about getting an envelope out, did I? All right, let's find an envelope and prove it. So voila, one envelope, and it will fit nicely inside your envelope, which is always a good thing. You know, it's always nice if you can fit your cards inside envelopes and you don't have to go searching around or trying to make an envelope of a different size and then discovering that you haven't made it big enough or whatever it might be. So I'm just going to quickly show you this because this is the suite of products that I have been using. So I am doing Christmas in June, July, because we're going to strike off Christmas in July and we're going to call it Christmas in June. And I have been using the Tidings of Christmas suite in my little showings with everyone. Now, the bonus with this one is that if you order this suite, it's $100.50. Obviously, you have postage on top of that. But my special for this month is that you get a free pack of these beautiful in-colour jewels when you order over $100 with me. So this brings you in at just over 100, so bonus. Of course, there's heaps more that you can find in the catalogue. And did you know that there's actually a sale on at the moment? So I'll quickly show you. This catalogue here, the mini catalogue, goes from January to June, and obviously we're now in June, so the end of June it's going to all disappear on us. Or, well, not all of it, some of it is going to disappear on us, and there's a whole heap of things that have been reduced. If you're part of my email list, you'll have already had one of these lists some time ago when they first came out, because I like to make sure that everyone has them. And if you're not part of my email list and you want to be, just ask. You know, I'm quite happy to add you onto the email list. All right, so the Christmas of Tidings suite has a stamp set, obviously. Some of the pieces also cut out with the die set, and some of them are just random extra pieces, which I love these two pieces here. And I love the little dots on top of this one. Anyway, it also comes with designer series paper, which are double-sided, so you have one design on one side, one design on the other side, and you can see all of those there. And it also comes with this ribbon here, which is really gorgeous, which is something that I showed in the last video. So hopefully you get to catch all the videos that I do on this. However, we are going to concentrate on this little guy today. You will need to have, so we've got our stamps, and we've got our dies, and we've got another die and a piece of gold, because that's going to be cut out of the gold one. And this stuff here, ooh, it's so cool. It is the, now it's the In Colour Shimmer Vellum. I'm really hoping that you can actually see the shimmer in this. But on the other side is matte. So it's kind of cool because you can use it either way up. I personally absolutely love the shimmery side because hey, who doesn't like a bit of bling? Gotta go the bling. I'm not using those two because they're not exactly Christmassy colours in my opinion. So I'm just going to pop those back into the pack. Excuse the scrabbling around in the background, but I don't want them ending up sort of all bent and out of shape. So let's pop them back into there. And I am using these three colours, which, as the name would suggest, they are all new in colours. So we've got Soft Succulent in the middle here, Evening Evergreen on this side, and Pale Papaya on this side. Those are the ones we're going to be using in this. Going to pop those out of the way at the moment though, because we need to create our base card first. So what you will need is an A6 piece of cardstock. A6 is 10.5 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres. Okay, 10.5 by 14.8. And then you will need your cutter, and I'm just going to move everything back out of the way again. So cutter, and because it's 14.8 centimetres wide, I know that halfway point is 7.4 centimetres. So I'm just going to get rid of my cutting blade and move that up this end. This is my scoring blade, and I'm going to score this little piece of card at 7.4 centimetres, which gives me, excuse the phone in the background, a little mini card, which is quite cute in itself. However, we're not using the mini card, we're going to cut bits off it. So we then want to do a diagonal cut and go from here to here. And we're just going to, cut that. And I will phone my husband back in a bit. And then from there to there. And cut that piece off. So then you just end up with this little triangle, and that's a real pain that it did that. Let's just give it a bit of a trim. It's not going to make a difference in the overall look of it anyway. So you'll end up with this piece here now, like that. And you've got two pieces like this. Now with this piece here, you want to do is you want to actually cut off some. So you actually only want this length part here to be 9 centimetres rather than 10.5 centimetres, which is what it is at the moment. So we're going to cut 1.5 centimetres off it to make it 9 centimetres. So you can put them both together and cut them in your cutter like that. And if you want to make sure that they are straight, make sure that your cardstock is straight, butted up against this line. And these do have lines in the background as well, so if you're looking at it and you're going, oh, I'm not sure whether that's quite right, you can actually see whether it's right on the background of these. So then we have two little pieces like this. The other thing we now need to do is we need to create this cut piece here. Now I quite like it having the cut so it slants backwards very slightly, because I think that that way people don't generally view a card exactly like that. It's usually slightly on an angle. So this is just my opinion on it. So therefore, the way that I've done it, now I want to make sure that I'm cutting it backwards, that's it. So I've gone for the 2 centimetre mark here, and you can see this line that separates the inches and the centimetres. So I've put my tip on the 2 centimetre mark, and then I've put the back part just onto there, and I've cut down to the 2 centimetre mark. So it just gives me that little bit of a mark there, and that's about where I want it to be on this particular one. So if you don't have one of the Stampin' Up cutters, obviously you have to work it out for yourself with your own cutter how it's going to work on that. So, totally recommend these though. Moving on. Oh, that was silly. Okay, you do need to cut these pieces in half. So you're going to want 2 pieces of designer series papers that have pretty fronts and pretty backs. So I have used, as I mentioned, the ones from the Christmas of Tidings of Christmas suite. So it's called Tidings of Christmas 6x6 designer series paper, which is all these different patterns. And you will need one piece that is 3.5 inches. So we're going inches this time. 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and then you cut it. So you want to make sure that one point is on the cutting divot bit, and the other point's on the cutting divot bit. There you go. So we've got those 2 pieces, and the other one you want is 2 inches by 3 inches. And again, you're just going to cut this come on, off you come, like that. Here we go. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to attach down. If you find that your cutter has given you sort of little upraised lines like this, just run over with the back of your thumbnail or just with your score tool, and that'll just get rid of those little line, sort of raised line bits there. So then we're going to attach those on. Now where's my, there it is. I love this. So this is my oh god, where's my words gone to? My silicone craft mat. So when you put the glue on, you actually do want it to go right to the very point as well. So I'm just gonna do that. Use this one. So this is my take your pick tool, which has a little sticky end, which I love using the sticky end because then it helps me pick things up. So let's pop that one into there, and then we want to put the glue onto the opposite side with this one. Pick that up and pop that into position. There we go. Oh, hello. Apparently I used quite a bit of glue on that one. Wow. I realised I had quite so much glue there. There we go. All right. So because we've covered up those lines that we've cut, now it's just a case of hopping on in there and going down with your little paper snips or scissors, whichever ones, whatever you use. I can thoroughly recommend the Stampin' Up paper snips. They are nice and accurate. There it is. Can't say so much for the owner of them. The snips might be accurate, the owner's not. Now, next bit is to work out where these two are going to go, because you want these to sit inside here. Ooh. So stand it up and pop them in. So that in and that in. So it's kind of hard to show you this while it's on an angle like this. So stand them up, put them in, and work out approximately where you want it to sit. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue into here behind there, and then I can pop them together. So once you've got it, hold it in place and let your glue set, because that's going to create your star effect on the card. Yep. Then take that piece out. Hopefully the glue has now stuck. Looks good. And I think I prefer it that way round. So now I'm just going to run my nail over that again. Once again, add your glue. This is probably, the silicone craft mat is probably my most used piece of equipment, I reckon. I so often use it for gluing with, because it saves me having to get glue everywhere all over the surface that I'm creating on. Because it's such a pain when you get glue everywhere. So let's just add glue onto this. And then your project end up sticking to your glue, and yes, it's all good fun. So that then sits onto, wait, move over a tad, that's a bit better, onto there. And then you will know that that should be able to sit directly into there. And now what we need to do is create the decoration for it. So we need to move some stuff out of the way, and we are going to go with, grab those two. So we're going to use the Evening Evergreen to create these two pieces, and then this is really pretty. It's where the next stamp actually sits inside these, so it fills it in for you basically. So there's that, and I just need to be able to see what I'm doing. Please excuse the fact that my head might be in the way. Oh, I think last time I did this I actually stamped it off once, so give me a moment, we'll try that. Try that again. So take your this, stamp it off once, and then stamp it. Oh, that's much better. Yes. Okay. Although, no, I don't think it's going to matter that it's that colour. We'll leave it at that colour for now. Let's pop those away. Oh, apparently I have something green on my thumb. All right, now what we need to do is bring in the cutter and do a bit of cutting. So this is my Stampin' cut and emboss machine. Did you know this is actually, I think this is really cool. So when you're not using this and you want a bit more space, the two sides come up like that, and it's just gives you that bit more space. Funnily enough, mine spends most of its time in this position. All right, so we want to cut out our star. We want a star out of gold. Then we want these two guys. Might actually stand up to do this. I've got one there, one there. That looks good. What did I just do with the lid? There it is. Oh, sorry. I know that just bumped into the phone holder thing that I've got. So let's move that one down there, that one there. Come back to those in a minute. Get rid of that and that. And then we've got these two pieces here as well. So I have used the In Colour Shimmer Vellum to do these. So you can see I've gone one with the lighter and one with the darker. Should be able to pop those both through at the same time. I have to say I do like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in that it has just that little extra bit of a gap that the Big Shot never used to have. So it does mean that if your plates aren't exactly in the right place, then it's a bit more forgiving, if that makes sense. Let's just pop that down there and that and that. Let's just pop that out of the way. And I'm back. Okay. So we've got our little gold bit. Oh, apparently that one hasn't come out. Oh, where's my brush? Okay, brush has gone underground. Let's just poke it out with this. Come on, out you come. Thank you very much. And we've got, oh wow, that one didn't cut properly. Typical. Don't think it's actually going to matter because it's going to be underneath other stuff anyway. Alright, let's move those out of the way, and then we've got these little pieces, and the last part of the equation, you can probably see that there's a little sort of peachy colour thing underneath there. Well, what I've done is I've actually used, oh, no, that's, doesn't quite look like the same, oh maybe it is the same punch. It's not the same punch. Oh well, it's the one that I've got out, so I'm not too sure what the other one was that I used now. That's a bit interesting. Alright, well there you go. That threw me out. Alright, well I basically want it to go behind this, and I needed it to be 5 points because my star is 5 points, and I think that's probably going to be a nicer size behind it actually. So jolly good. Bonus winner. And let's move that. Out comes the silicone mat again. Has anyone ever used, where's my spongy thing gone to? Have you used what I call a glue sponge? So it's where you have a sponge and you just put a bit of paper on top. I usually punch a shape and add it on the top just so that I've got something to hold on to. And what you do is you pop some glue onto your silicone mat, and you take your glue sponge and you dab it all over the thing that you want to do, and you can then do that. And it saves your glue going absolutely everywhere, or trying to put little dobs of glue on the back of something as intricate as this is not very easy, as you can probably imagine. Right, moving onwards. Now we need to just work out how and where we're going to put these bits. So I don't think I want it quite as long as that, so I'm going to trim that down. Get rid of that part. So we've got that, we've got that. We might just go ahead and grab a dimensional, pop that down onto there, so then you've got those two pieces in place. And we are going to hide this one behind here. So, in fact, you know what, there's enough glue on my glue sponge. Yikes, this is going everywhere, isn't it? Alright. Enough glue on there at the moment, so we'll just wipe a bit of glue onto there. And pop that in behind that. For some reason my fingers do not want to pick things up today. Let's just see. I want that about there, so I'm going to put that one about there. And let's take that piece off there and add it onto there. And there's that nice nice little decoration on the front. So the other thing you can do, I have found these, so this is my in colour jewels. Do you remember I said that, well, hopefully I said this. such a long time since the beginning of the video, but if you'd place a $100 order with me, I will send you a pack of these in the mail as well. So bonus. So we are going to find something that would be nice for the middle there, and I'm wondering whether, I reckon one of those would look lovely in the middle there. There we go. Do you see how sparkly it is? Hopefully I'm not out of focus, because I did notice that my phone seems to be having a few issues with being out of focus. So potentially you could just leave it like that. However, when your person gets the card, it will probably be like this by then, and they'll go, what? So I have worked out a way of being able to make sure that when they get the card, they go, oh, okay, it just slides into there. Or at least hopefully they do anyway. So what you want to do is stand your card up as if it's going to be correct. Then find yourself a little piece of white cardstock. And so you just want a little strip. Then fold an end over. Okay, so you've got the end folded over. On the back of this, let's see if we can do this. Just add a bit of glue there. And so what you want to do is you want to connect this piece just onto these triangles to begin with. Okay. And then add more glue. Pop it onto there. So you kind of have to do that bit quite gently. And now that it's, oh, wow. Wow, good job, Heather. And you probably want to leave it to dry before you actually move it. There we go. So then it means that you can just put it down like that. And when the person gets it, you can just tell them, slide it up and slide that end in. And you have created that. So we have that and that. You know, that one's missing a little diamante bit. I might add one in a minute because that looks pretty with it. All right. So that is what I wanted to show you in this video. However, I can't remember now whether I mentioned classes. So if you live in this vicinity, so anywhere between Maryborough, Castlemaine, Bendigo, I've even had people come down from Echuca before. If you're interested in doing classes with me, I do have my own classroom here in Lanarkirry. And this month we are making some kids cards. So whether it is big kids or small kids, we're going to do, this one is a special fancy fold card. We're going to be doing some puffins. So if you fancy joining us to make some puffin cards, just let me know and I can book you into that. Just ask me for the dates online because I can't actually remember them just at the moment. And thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you can join me again in the future. So every Saturday I do something called Something Saturday, which is where I just show something. And you are most welcome to come and join us for that. It's at 10 o'clock every Saturday morning. And I look forward to having your comments and reading through them. Thanks. Bye.